the mother of Princess Adeola Ogunwusi, the first child and daughter of the Ooni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi, has refuted the claims that the king raised her daughter as a single parent. This response came as a reaction to the Ooni's post on his official Instagram and Facebook pages when he celebrated Princess Adeola's birthday on the 18th of October 2021. The picture here is Adeola at 1 year old. And this second picture is the picture of Adeola at age 5. All right. So if you have come across the post that Ooni of Ife posted on his page in October on Adeola's birthday, it was a long post where he mentioned how he became a father at age 19, which was not something that everybody knew. It became, he told his story, so to speak, of how he became a single father, how he was able to struggle through, how it was hard for him at the beginning, and all of that. This picture here is a picture of Olatubosun and Adeola, the king's daughter and the mother. So this is just her showing some evidence of how she started with her child. Now, Omolara Olatubosun, the mother of the child, has stated that Oba Ogunwusi was not present in the child's life, especially in the first 10 years. Olatubosun told the interviewer that the only time the monarch saw their child after her birth was at a wedding. Ooh. She said the first time he saw the child was at the hospital after I had given birth. Okay? He came with a letter of apology and spent only about 5 minutes. He didn't see her again until 4 years later. This picture here is the picture of Adeola in the middle and her mom when her mom was at Olabisi Onabanjo University, Ogun State. Now, this is the current picture of the Ooni of Ife with Princess Adeola. Actually, I think this was maybe a Olojo festival on his birthday, and he's a proud father. He's always, liking to have her around. Now, going back to what we were saying, when she was 4, said Olatubosun, he begged me to allow Adeola to be the flower girl at his sister's wedding. That was the second time he saw her. Adeola started visiting him for holidays when she was 13 and only went to live with him when she was 15. That is after his people begged me to allow her stay with them. Oba Ogunwusi in his post wrote that it was a challenge raising his daughter alone with the life challenges he had to face. Remnant of the past, those steps of molding and shaping the future of another life were a huge task and calculated risk. Based on my recollection, I lived through pockets of circumstances that called my integrity and competence to question. I equally realized that being a single parent to a daughter in an unfamiliar footprint can be a major shift in human existence and a daunting journey, as you need to help your child to navigate day-to-day social situations, complex feelings, and developmental stages that life prescribes. This is what the Ooni wrote on his Instagram page on the 18th of October. Now, reacting to what people might think of our comment regarding this issue, because for Olatubosun to come out to make this, of course, she knows that people will react to it. She said that she did not want to be in the public eye for any reason, hence are coming forward. She added that she has sent several warning messages to the Ooni to either tell the truth or pull down the post, which he refused. So before she came out to go out this interview, she said she has sent several text messages to the Ooni, but to pull down the post or tell the truth. But that Ooni did not respond to her. She said, I don't want to be known with that guy. I don't want to have anything to do with him. I don't want drama. He likes drama. He likes the fame. I don't want the fame. I have sent him private messages to warn him to set the record straight. He knows he is lying. Why is he doing that? I don't know. I asked why he had to lie because he has been lying since the day I met him. Oh my God, this is quite heavy. Okay, I continue. I have reached out to him more than once. He was adamant and said I was rude to him. I gave him a 72-hour ultimatum to take the post down if he could not face the world and say the truth. I told him to pull the post down because it is a disrespect to all the hard work that I have put into raising my child. When he became a king, I made excuses for him. For the past 6-7 years, people have been coming to me asking me to tell his story, and I turned all that down because I did not just want my face out there. All I care about is saying the truth and setting the record straight. I won't take away the fact that he sent her abroad for school. He did that. It wasn't my penny in there. I have been silent because of my daughter. But what sort of role model would I be to her if I don't set the record straight? This is not about a rumor. I am only debunking lies about my life story. I've known him for 40 years, and I was 7 years old when we became friends. Whatever he's doing that is bad, that's none of my business. But this one is my business, Olatunboso added. Oh my God, this is quite a heavy one. As Yoruba, we always know that, we always hold our kings in high esteem, and definitely Ooni of Ife's persona, charisma, his ascension to the throne is something that personally I really do appreciate. And seeing this splashed all over the social media in the last couple of hours has been a bit unsettling, and it just shows that before any position we tend to hold as individuals, we are first of all human beings with our flaws, with our good sides and our bad sides. So now the lady in question, Adeola, that's Ooni of Ife's first child. She's in her late 20s right now. She's old enough to be married and to have children. So she's not a baby, she's not a teenager. So being in the middle of this all, I can imagine how unsettling this will have been, because a popular proverb say, if two elephants fight, the grass will be the one to suffer. I can just imagine how she would have tried to mediate between her parents, not to let this get to this position. And as you can see, Oni just celebrated the first year birthday of his son, Prince Tadenikawo, where we all wished him a happy birthday, long life and prosperity. Tadenikawo is the first child of the Yeyelua Olori Naomi Ogunwusi. Now, going back memory lane, we know that apart from Princess Adeola, who is the first child, and Princess Tadenikawo is the second child, we don't know of any in between. And even before Tadenikawo came, people were saying a lot of things about the Oni, which I'm not going to share here. But whatever it is, the truth is, I think they need to manage it. KBSU, it's not in my willpower to advise, but we can always suggest, okay? And looking at the young Ooni of Ife, Ooni is very, very accommodating, We've seen how he relates with people, the old, the young, and all of that. Now, to have this kind of story out there is not very, very good. So I don't know how best that could be done, but I know a man of his caliber, and because of the role he holds, he's going to have good publicists that can do, one or two things about this. And in all of this, we are learning. In every story that you hear, if you don't have something, no matter how tiny it is, that you can learn, then you have a long way to go. Personally, I've picked one or two things. And let's just put this in our own personal life somehow. Somehow, it's either you're related, or you have experienced, or you've heard of someone who probably, got a girlfriend pregnant when they were young and didn't accept responsibility until much later. From what I just read out now with the interview she had, you can read it up in any of the trend papers online, Sahara, Reporters, Punch, Vanguard, and all that. It's all over, so you can have a better understanding. She said from age 13, they became, she began visiting him. Age 15, she allowed her to start living with him, and he sent her abroad, funding her university education single-handedly. She said she has no hand in that. But prior to her 15th year, she was solely responsible. And as a woman, how would you feel if you single-handedly carried the pregnancy, The child didn't see him until she was about 4 years old. And when the child got to be a teenager, when the family begged and he begged, you allow the child to start going and visiting him. It's going to hurt. Men tend to move on quickly, but women don't, especially having a child in your teenage years. And from what she said she's known him for 40 years. That is not rice and beans. She's known him for 40 years. And since she was 7 years old. So from this, we can deduce that they are age mates, right? She was 7 years old and they've known each other for 40 years. And Ooni celebrated his 47th birthday a few months ago. So they are age mates who fell in love as teenagers and had children. Had a child, sorry, which is Princess Adeola. So what do you think could be done now? I think there's a bridge in communication. I think that, she said she gave him a 72-hour ultimatum to bring the post down, and she sounded rude. Of course, she was irritated by the fact that why was he portraying being a single father, right? Because really, no woman will be happy to see his post where it actually did not acknowledge the fact that Adeola had a mother who nurtured her. The impression you have if you read the post, let's be very honest here, is that the mother was nowhere. Like maybe he raised the child by himself, right? But the woman said she reached out to him to say, no, you don't discredit me like this. I did the work for 15 years without you. You were not there during the pregnancy. You were not there when I had the child. You were not there in the growing up years until the child became a teenager. So because you're now occupying a seat, a high seat of a Ooni, does not give you the right to discredit my work as a mother. So because not much is known of this woman, Mrs. Olatubosun, the mother of Princess Adeola. Because if you were to be the type that likes social media and all of that, definitely would have started hearing about her from the time Ooni of Ife got sworn in, right? So what's your opinion on this? Like I said earlier, I'm not really pleased that this is coming out here, because we know a lot has been going on that has been said about the Ooni of Ife currently. And yeah, I know it's not the kind of king that just talks anyhow. He doesn't talk anyhow, and he might not respond to this. But for a woman who has known a man for 40 years, right? That's not a joke. I'm just trying to be, it's not a joke. A man you've known for 40 years, since it's 7 years, is not a joke. So those are the kind of people who knew you before you became anything. What a lot of people know about him now, you can't compare it to what people who knew him when 40 years ago knew. So there are always, no matter how highly placed you are, there are people who have known you in your times of nothingness. Okay? And these are the kind of people most of the time that can tell you the truth to your face, without compromising, without trying to just sound nice to you. So that's what I think, but I'm not comfortable because Princess Adeola is in the middle of this. So what's your opinion about all this? So please remember to drop like, share and subscribe, and drop your comment in the section below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.